Hi, you've reached What's on Scott's Mind. It is April 13th, I think. Yeah, April 13th, 2026. Um, and this is What's on Scott's Mind. Getting ready to start, well, already into it, but baseball season. Huge Cubs fan, always have been. I try to watch a few Cubs games a year. I don't watch anywhere near as many as I used to. I used to watch 35, 40, 50 games a year. I probably watch six now, seven. But I still love my Cubs, right? I love my Cubby Blue. I love seeing Wrigley Field. I love the reality of the Chicago Cubs. So that time of year, baseball is an interesting thing for me. It used to be a passion. It's no longer a passion. Football used to be a passion. It still is. I still love football. Soccer wasn't a passion. I played it a little bit when I lived in Thailand, got into it a little bit more, and started really enjoying it after that. So soccer became a passion, and basketball has always been a passion. It's just, football and basketball are the two that I've watched since I was a little kid. So it's kind of important to me. Yes, I talk with my hands. I've got them off screen this time, so you don't see quite as much. It is always an interesting thing when you consider, growing up watching sports, so on and so forth. If I turned my camera that way, you would actually see all the banners that I have, not all of them, most of the banners that I have in the basement. I've had those banners for a long time. Most of them represent the teams that are near and dear to my heart and the things that matter to me. NBA championship is coming up. The playoffs start, I think, this week, late this week. So, that's always fun. The NCAA men's tournament is over. The Big Ten won its third big championship. We won the women's basketball championship, we won the men's basketball championship, and we won the football championship, which is awesome. And it was three different Big Ten schools: UCLA, Michigan, and Indiana. So the Big Ten is doing well, and that matters to me. I root for all Big Ten teams except Purdue. I have a lot of friends that are professors at Purdue or have gone to Purdue, but I just can't root for Purdue. It's just all the way back in the dark recesses of my mind is a dislike of Purdue and Kentucky. I can't root for those two. I root for anybody else. And I have other teams that I like and I will root for, but I will always pick a Big Ten school over anybody else just because that's what I grew up with. That was kind of important to me, kind of a value proposition, as it were. Always interesting, always fun, always important to pay attention. So a couple of other things. I've actually been looking at a bunch of interesting problems. I've been working on my data center book. I actually sent 3 more chapters back to the publisher with comments addressed. And based on that, it is, the publisher will go through. There's 3 more chapters to do the first edit, and then potentially the book will be done. I'm thinking likely the May, June timeframe for the book to come out. It takes a couple of weeks after they're done with the edits for them to do the final layout, get me to approve the final layout, what's called the galley, which I have to admit is kind of fun, right? I'm a huge pirate fan, so anything that ties me to a pirate, right? On the galley, walk the plank, arg, right? One of the podcasts I listen to, Darknet Diaries, he always tells a joke at the end, and what's the pirate's favorite movie rating? Arr, right? I love the jokes that he does at the end, and I love the podcast. It's an interesting podcast. It's one that I enjoy because he talks about various things on the internet that are intriguing, but also things on the internet that are not necessarily as clean as we would like them to be. This last week he was talking about a product that you could buy called Superbox, and talking about the fact that when you put it on your home network, it was flooding your network with ping requests and with who are you lookup requests on your local network, which a streaming device doesn't need to do. A streaming device needs to go out to the internet, pull data down from the internet, and then present that on a TV. Doesn't need to know what devices are on your network. So It was an interesting review from a perspective of things that are out there, things that are anyway. That I thought, since this is part of my podcast series, this is what's on Scott's mind. I thought I would really quickly go over the podcasts that I listen to weekly because they're really critical. So, number one is the Planetary Society. I listen to Planetary Radio. I love it. Have listened for many years. Absolutely adore it. I am a Planetary Society member and in good standing and absolutely adore the Planetary Society. Co-founded by Carl Sagan. It's a wonderful organization. Next one is this week or last week in AI, which is a review from a news perspective of news articles around AI. AI for Humans, which is my favorite, just fun podcast. Yes, they're informative. Yes, they teach you things, but they're also always fun, which I find incredibly powerful. Couple of really fun hosts. And then, of course, I have the smaller ones that I listen to, Crimson Cast, which is an IU-focused podcast. The Assembly Call, which is a post-game for IU basketball. So I listen, the post-game shows for IU football, IU basketball. Both of those are great podcasts that I listen to. Now, those are right now in their hiatus season in the sense that they don't produce as many shows now as they normally would during the football and basketball season. So I'll resume listening to those later in the week. But Darknet Diaries is another podcast that I really enjoy. It's a good podcast. It's a solid podcast. So that's kind of what I listen to on a weekly basis. Of course, I listen to Science Friday, which is now a daily podcast. And I really enjoy the new format of Science Friday because it's nice to have Science Friday on Monday. Anyway, this is What's on Scott's Mind. Have a great start to your week.